Hello everyone, I'm Lazy Grouse, and Nurgle got some fun changes and additions in Thrones of Decay, so I figured I'd share my 5 favorite changes to Nurgle as a whole that isn't just new units and the legendary lords. And first off, 2 new legendary lords is huge, and besides the fact that they both have really fun campaign mechanics, this isn't about the lords themselves. Although I wish they didn't both start in the north fairly close to each other. I think Epidemius could have started in Lustria, but there's a mod for that. But for Nurgle as a whole, this triples the available lords to play, so if you want to play Nurgle, you don't have to play Kugath. And nothing against Kugath, I love my big fat gout boy and his popcorn Nurglings, but having more options is always better, and one is free, so even if you don't want the DLC, there's always another choice for Nurgle. And next is the Plague Rework, and I honestly thought the original was completely fine, but I would be lying if I didn't think these are better. And I gotta give credit to CA, because I don't think they needed to overhaul the play mechanic. Some rebalancing and maybe some changes was warranted, but this is more than I thought and hoped, and I am pleasantly surprised. Because there is so much customization with the plagues now, and it's really fun to mix and match different symptoms, and changing duration, spread chance and immunity duration lets you pretty much do whatever you need your plague to do as long as you can afford it. And next, the tech tree is finally not garbage. And I know you can argue that garbage is in flavor with Nurgle, but the tech tree was abysmal. Like improving Chaos Waste climates that wasn't even close to Kugath in Immortal Empires. We do have Nurgle characters that benefit now, but still, it needed a rework, and they did. Now it's a pretty good tech tree with lots of options, branching paths, and even 2 pages, so you can customize what you want, and most importantly, you can get fecundity after just 2 turns, so you can start getting your big heals really early in the game. And speaking of army abilities, they changed how you charge Nurgle's army abilities to charge from spreading status effects like poison instead of taking damage, which makes a lot more sense for Nurgle. Because Nurgle doesn't get empowered from enemies hitting his followers, spreading nasty stuff does. So this is a perfect representation of empowering Nurgle through spreading disease and rot for his gifts during combat. And now you can charge your army abilities without taking damage with range units and spells, which I think feels better to use and rewards you for doing well and preserving your army. Because after all, Nurgle is all about love. And the last one is cyclical buildings is now only recruitment buildings, which I like a lot, because I like the cyclical buildings. I think it's super cool that you essentially grow units. That works for me. And it really differentiates Nurgles from the other factions, and it's a really cool mechanic. But the fluctuating income and growth just kinda made it harder to manage things than it needed to be. Because even if it was about the same average as the other factions, you had higher highs but lower lows, and it didn't make a difference in the long run, but it made it harder to tell how you were doing economically in the moment. So I don't think it really changes anything for the balance, but it makes it easier to understand and manage your stuff, and I think it's a good quality of life change overall, even if it may take away a little bit of the flavor of Nurgle. We do still have the cyclical buildings for units, which I think fits the cyclical buildings better anyway, since your units essentially grow and evolve to better stuff all the time in your gross growth pools. And that's my 5 favorite Nurgle changes in Thrones of Decay. Do you like the changes, or do you think they made something worse? I'd love to hear your opinion, but that's it for now. So thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!